Okay, the second of the Picaroons beers I picked up from the NSLC. They come from the Northampton Brewing Company in New Brunswick. This is the Picaroons Blonde Ale, 5% alcohol by volume. It says this blonde ale is a simple result of simple brewing techniques and quality ingredients. Maris Otter barley, West Coast hops, and Ringwood yeast, creating a subtle yet complex flavors in a sociable pale ale. So they're not going for necessarily a British bitter style pale ale this time around, not like their best bitter, which was excellent. Okay, so I don't know if you can really see the color here. Probably not. I don't have my lights on, and my feet are kind of sore from working basically the last 2 weeks in a row without hardly any days off, so feeling kind of sore. Don't really feel like going up and getting the light on, but take my word for it. It's sort of a golden orange color. It's sort of in between orange and sort of like a golden yellow kind of thing. Definitely lighter in color than the best bitter, which was definitely darker. Again, a nice fluffy head. Not quite as marshmallowy as the best bitter, but it's still really nice. Really fine looking, presentable pale ale. You look at it and you go, that's a pale ale. Alright, so we'll go right to the aroma now. Interesting. You know what it smells like? Instantly what comes to mind is St. Ambrose Apricot Wheat Ale. Because, and I think this is the hops coming through. There's definitely, even though this is not a fruit beer, it smells like a fruit beer. And I'm getting these subtle notes of apricot. That's what it smells like to me anyway. And that's pretty much all that comes through. It's sort of a sweet apricot kind of smell, but it's not cloying at all. It's fairly inviting, but it smells like you're about to like dig into an apricot juice. You're about to drink a glass of apricot juice or something like that. Maybe something in between apricots and even sort of a subtle kind of grapefruit hint, which definitely has probably come from the hops. Okay, so taking another look here. Woo! We'll take a drink. Whoa! Nice crisp carbonation right off the bat. Got nice subtle little hop bitterness at the end there. Unlike the best bitter, the bitterness is not it's not a pronounced strong sort of player in the sip. It just sort of hits you for a nice crisp bitterness at the end, but it does not linger on and give you that sort of copper coin in the mouth kind of feel. Also, there's sort of a very slight kind of apricot-y taste going through, but for the most part it's the flavor of the hops that takes over this beer, and of course it is a pale ale, so you're kind of expecting that. I don't notice too much in the way of malts coming through. It's very much a very clean kind of crisp beer that finishes very abruptly, but it's very crisp and it's very easy drinking. It's not they say it's complex on the bottle, but it's not particularly complex, I wouldn't say. It's not a complicated beer. Essentially, it's a blonde ale that has a slightly different aroma to it. It has the apricot sort of aroma coming through, so you know it's enough to distinguish it from some other blonde ales out there. And in the end, it's just a very crisp, easy drinking blonde ale. You can tell there's a lot of good craftsmanship going into it. It's definitely not macro swill. Head definitely dissipated a lot quicker than the best bitter. I'd almost say it's like, again, I'd say if you ever had the St. Ambrose apricot wheat ale, or is it just an apricot ale? I can't remember at the moment. It's one or the other. This would be like sort of a slightly muted version of that beer, essentially, in the flavor profile anyway. Because there are those lingering sort of apricot-y sort of flavors, but they're not as pronounced as in the actual apricot ale from St. Ambrose. So it's nice. It's not one I particularly buy all the time. I mean, it's just not personally the sort of thing I'm into, but I would recommend it. And not as highly as the Picaroons Best Bitter, but I would definitely still recommend this beer. It's an excellent beer. So that's two winners from the Northampton brewery. There are two Picaroons beers I've had, and apparently they have a ton of others too. Hopefully some of those will come my way as well. So yeah, Picaroons Blonde Ale, a very nice beer, very nice beer. If you can find it, try it. Probably go really good for the summertime. I could see it being very, very refreshing for a nice hot day. Alright guys, see you later. Cheers.